Well, David, we're both listening, absolutely fascinated. I was going to ask Eric if there was anything he wanted to glean from you.
No, I just can you recollect a little bit on on the circumstances of Nat leaving the factory or being ostracized from the group of the factory? Do you recall much about that? Or?
Well, I mean, there was always a huge tension there because he basically, in a kind of very illogical way, had tied in, homosexuality with apathy about the social conditions of the 60s. I mean, in other words, these people kind of existed in this kind of amniotic cave in the factory. The world, I mean, it's really exactly like Genet's The Balcony, except it wasn't a brothel, it was an art studio. And outside, is raging riots against the Vietnam War, the Panthers, and these people are oblivious. They're listening to Maria Callas, they're doodling in their little books, and they're in this bubble. But, I mean, these people were completely invisible until the factory. They're people, went to gay bars where the Christmas lights are up all year round. They live with their mother, a big TV set, and Andy introduced this whole sort of underworld, or kind of undermined, to the world through the factory. And that managed to capture it and, put it, seal it, and put it in a bottle perfectly, absolutely the way I remember the factory. And the other thing it created was, one of the things that sort of happened in the 60s is with groups of people getting together, and the factory was one of those groups. And it's sort of like the Lost Boys. It's the, the Peter Pan, the Island of Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And it added to Andy's fame. It's sort of like his entourage absolutely magnified Andy's fame exponentially. I mean, when people saw these photographs, and it's sort of like oh my God, this is what these people do when they go to work in the morning or in the afternoon or whatever, because it's just the opposite. It's an anti-world.
Right.
Well, I can go on further. I think I'm getting an amphetamine high from just talking about people.
That's a good closer.
Just quickly, I wanted you to just say you were Nat's best friend, right?
Yeah, I love Nat, and it speaks volumes for my forbearance, because he was an absolutely insanely brilliant but impossible person, and the absolute house guest from hell. He was more outrageous than the Hells Angels as a house guest, so it kind of,
Yeah, but we loved him.
Yeah, we did.
Well, David, hopefully I get to see you in New York. I'm planning on being out there this summer. So this is to be continued, hopefully.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Good talking to you, Eric.